On a recent Tuesday, I went with a fellow Jesuit, Billy Critchley Minner, to immigration court in Harlingen, Texas. We were shocked by what we saw. My name is Father Brian Strassburger, and I'm a Jesuit priest and the director of Del Camino Jesuit Border Ministries, based in the city of Brownsville, Texas, working on the U.S.-Mexico border. There are many people who have come to our country for a variety of reasons, and they're often seeking some sort of long-term relief. And so many people who arrive at our border are classified as arriving aliens and put into immigration court proceedings. We attended immigration court that morning, and one of the individuals that came in, a young man, Carlos from Nicaragua, who's been in the country for 5 years, who's applied for asylum to seek relief for his political activism in his home country, presented his case before the judge, and the judge gave him instructions about where he was in the process and where he was going through the process, which seemed to be very helpful. He was taking note of them. He said he's followed everything that the U.S. government has asked of him since coming to the country to seek asylum. But then there was a shocking moment that came at the very end. There was a representative from the Department of Homeland Security who was also sitting in the courtroom at his table and typing on his laptop, and the judge asked him if the government had anything to add to this case. And he merely leaned forward into the microphone and said, "The government motions to dismiss this case." And despite the protests of Carlos, the judge acceded to the government's request and closed the case. This was our worst fear. And as we stepped outside the courthouse, there were 2 ICE agents there with their faces covered who called him over, put him in handcuffs, and loaded him into an unmarked van and took him off to put him in what we suspect would be a form of rapid deportation called expedited removal that removes him from the U.S. court systems and allows the government to deport people at a much faster pace. If you want to hear the whole story of what we witnessed in immigration court that day, you can read the whole piece at americamagazine.org.